Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. So today we are going to be unboxing the Creality Halot 1 Plus. Yes, that's right. Creality sent this printer to us to give a review on, and we're going to do our initial unboxing right here on the live streams. We are on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook group, and so on and so forth, and as well as TikTok over here on this side. So let's get everything situated, and we'll get this this printer up and rolling. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right, let's do this. All right. So let's get this all situated. Let me put my comments back up here. Yeah, by all means, go ahead and smash that like button because apparently it gets more people in here. So for the viewers on YouTube and everything, we're going to switch our cameras around here really quick, and we are going to get you guys on the Logitech here. And that way you guys get a better shot of this. So we are unboxing the Creality Halot 1 Plus. This is Creality's new resin printer. You're too slow, I'm out. All right, bye Felicia. All right. What's up, Carl? How's it going, man? All right. Probably should have kept that out. All right, so in the box, I'm guessing this is going to be extra FET film. Let's go ahead and take a look at this, make sure. Maybe I'm wrong. So it is FET film, and it looks like information about the Creality Cloud system. One thing I do want to note is that the FET film is pre-drilled, so it's ready to rock and roll. So looking forward to this as I have one coming soon. Cool. Yeah, I know you've been asking about it, Carl, so I decided let's get it done. All right, we do have our typical toolkits, our really janky USB drive that Creality loves to include, which we're going to end up swapping out anyways because I don't use anybody's USB drive. So paintbrush, a typical scraper, filter, some tools, and so on. We also have our FEP and our VAT. It's definitely a different design than what I'm used to. There is markings here for 250 milliliter, 450, and 650 milliliter. That's quite a lot of resin for a smaller resin printer. So just to let you know, this is like supposed to be a starter printer for Creality. So these are smaller, but they're kind of bigger now. So because of the larger screen that it's got. We'll go over some specs while we get this thing printing, but let's get everything situated before we do that. Let's see if I can take this all out in one go. Scooch the chair over. All right, most of that's out. That scared the bejeebus out of my cat. Good morning, TikTok. Also, don't use the USB that comes with the printers. I don't use any USB or micro SD card after the first print. I only use it for the initial print. That's it. Everybody should do the same. Always buy a new SD card or a USB drive, whatever you guys got. Time to take the garbage out. All right, so we're going to pop the top off here. We got a nice blue color here. This is very interesting. Usually Creality is red, or they've been on a red kick. I think the smaller version has a red hood, if I'm not mistaken. So there is 2 versions of that, and I will go over that. We're going to take this out. We have our VAT screws. We have a nice big scraper. I'm not a big fan of these. They look really, really nice, but they're too thick for what you guys need to remove the stuff from the plate. We have our US spec power cord. Then we have the printer itself, which is kind of hidden in some more foam and some more foam underneath here. Sorry, I know I'm blocking you guys from seeing all this. My apologies. Kind of doing this with limited space here. All right. So now we're all set up. Does the blue actually block UV? Well, we could go ahead and test that if we need be. I'm going to swap you guys back over if I can. Let me see if I can set this up really quick so I can have a picture-in-picture type thing, maybe. Video camera. There we go. All right, so I'm going to have to set this all up. So give me a second here. Let me swap this over. I'm going to go down for a quick sec. We're going to stop camera. We're going to go to settings. I'm going to do USB. There we go. All right, sorry about that. Had some technical difficulties dealing with the camera setups here. All right, let's go and see if I can add this camera in here. I don't think I can, but we're going to take a look and see. Extra camera. Yeah, I didn't think so. Nope. All right, we're going to try and set this up really quick here. All right, so we have a nice UV hood here. We're going to go ahead and test this out. We're going to turn off the lights, and we'll test to see how much UV it can block. So not terrible. This is a pretty high-powered UV light. So it kind of blocks it. It's not 100%. So if the website says 99%, I'd probably say it's more like 70%, if that. So just a fair warning there. All right. So let's get this all set up. Oh, the little one's down here. Hi. You gonna come and say hi to everybody? You said you were in the Midwest. Where are you in the Midwest? I am in Illinois. All right, so I don't know what happened here, but there's something going on with the knob. If you guys can't see,
What is this?
It's garbage.
Garbage?
Yep. So, yeah, I don't know what happened with the knob here, but there's some like dried resin or something on here.
What?
I don't know what's going on with it.
There's some color.
Yeah. Hi,
Blue,
kiddo.
yellow, and green.
All right. It looks like there's just a nice little protector around the sides of it, but there is no screen protector. That's Nikki's.
That's Nikki's?
Yep.
That's a little bit of slime.
Yeah, I don't have any privacy in the morning, so. I have the regular Halot one. I like it. See, and I hear mixed reviews about the Halot one, so I'm not really sure about it.
What's your breaking?
I don't have the Halot one. I have the Halot Light, and I have the Halot Sky.
Printing, Daddy.
I'm not printing anything right now.
You're printing these?
Yep. All right. So in typical Creality fashion, we just plug it directly in. It powers up and takes a little while to get it going. We have our little Creality guy. I hope you guys can see that a little bit. What's up? How's it going, guys? Let me see if I can get this all situated here. I think I just killed something here.
What did I make something?
Yeah.
And making the green make some colors. See?
I see. Thank you.
This is really good. Hey, those are small.
Okay, there we go. That's much better. Now you guys can kind of see what's going on. How's it going, everybody? Why is the touchscreen almost the same size as the print screen? It's not. So
Hey, you're walking up there. Where your phone?
Yes, I am. The print screen is let's see, it's a 5-inch touchscreen, and I want to say it's a 7.9-inch screen, so it's about 3 inches bigger. So we're gonna go ahead and go to settings. We're gonna go. Let's see. Other settings, maybe? No. Print settings. Z-axis movement. There we go. Wow, this is tricky. Okay, so we're gonna do back to 0. This is a little loud, and I hear it crunching. That's not a good thing.
That's gonna go up and down. Look, I made it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to re-lubricate that Z-axis. I see.
And her tail.
All right, so on the bottom of the FET, there is a nice little cover on that. So we're gonna go ahead and place our FEP on here. Now this is kind of strange because usually it's either on the sides or it locks down or some way, but it's actually on the front corners here. So let's. That hat should be present for all live streams. There you go.
This is very cool.
Is that a locking mechanism?
Inside.
Or is that just a placeholder so you don't go over? Oh god, I'm already breaking things. All right, so we gotta turn these all the way in. So they're just like the Halot Sky, and this is tensioned very good. Probably unfep. Yeah, they're puppies. Thank you, baby. Okay. It's a very odd way of doing the the bat, holding the bat down.
What I made? I made her red.
I see. Okay.
Oopsie.
So now we're all good. We're going to go through some menu settings and just see how everything is. We do have our print menu, our settings menu. This is going to be the cleaning. So this is going to show us how it looks when it's cleaning. So it looks like we have a solid light source going on there. Okay, so that's all good. We do have the option to put in Wi-Fi because this does have remote style printing on it. So you can use your phone. Okay, grab it. Let's see, print settings. We have our printing parameters. So this is where we're going to put all our information in our for our printer itself. Let me see if I can get you guys a little bit closer here. There we go. That's a little bit better, isn't it? What's up, everybody? Sorry I'm not very chatty with everybody on chat. Love the hat. Thank you. Okay. So we have our printing parameters basically here. They're going to be set at 3.0, 40 seconds, you know, typical stuff. The configuration has been changed. Are you sure you want to exit? Yeah, because we're not going to change it yet. Then we have update. We can go ahead and do a local update or we can do a wireless update. Local update is going to be via USB. So details, building Creality Cloud. So that's how I would guess is you log into the Creality Cloud as you go through this. Other information is basically going to tell you all the information about the Halot series printer. I'm going to keep wanting to say Halot Sky every single time. So is better than Halot Light. Well, it's much smaller than the Halot Light. But it is the newest technology from Creality in terms of new printer design and everything.
Hey, you over there.
I know, I see. So it's just a standard build plate, nothing, you know, fancy or anything like that. I know the big thing is doing the textured plate. Frozen's doing it. Anycubic's doing it. I'm sure Elegoo will be right behind it. This is a dual linear rail setup, so this is going to provide a very solid printing experience. Most printers in its price range are going to be single Z, except for maybe like the Frozen Sonic Mini, which is right here. Let's see, we can do custom skins on this too, which is kind of cool. Let's do a colorful skin and see how that looks. Oh God, hopefully I didn't break it. You enjoying yourself?
No, they're talking to me.
Oh, okay. Good morning, John. Morning, everybody. Sorry. I have little Miss Yappy next to me too. For those in TikTok land, you can't see it's my little halfling that's here. All right, so we have different settings. Oh, I guess it's just a little fancier looking. It's got blue colors. So nothing super awesome to write home about. Print settings, Z-axis movement. It's probably pre-leveled, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at all of the information and see if it wants us to level it or not. So might as well take all that stuff out. The absolutely useless qualified certificate. Okay, that's definitely useless, but whatever. Let's see what we got on the USB drive. Let's go over here, over here. It is kind of loud. The fan is loud on this. And I don't know if it's just this unit, but this fan is loud. So we might have to look at that at some point. So we have a hollow ball and a tower. I'll let you guys decide which one we're going to print, the hollow ball or the tower. While I take a look at this and see, that's the warranty card. That's not going to be doing anything. Leveling, to calibrate the printing, please raise on both left and right. So it does want us to calibrate the screen. And you know what? I don't think they gave us a calibration card. Usually they do. I mean, this will work too, but maybe it's in here. This is the calibration card. First raise the platform. All right, so we're going to go ahead and calibrate it. All right, so we got 3 towers versus a ball. 4 towers. Okay. I think the tower is going to take a little while because if I'm not mistaken, that's usually the Eiffel Tower. So let's see. Originally on the LD002H, I think it was like 13 hours because they have it as like 0.3 millimeter because they want to show off the detail of the printer. But all right, we're going to go ahead and reset the Z and everything and get this all leveled. Even though it's probably leveled from factory, and usually I let it go, but for all intents and purposes, we want to get this thing up and running right away. So, and the screws are a little loose anyways. So you definitely want to re-level it anyway. Yep.
I make her think. And they
All right, so there we go. Now this does have a active carbon fan on it as well, so that's very good to keep the resin fumes out. And if it is like the ones that are on the Halot Sky, and I believe the Halot Light has it as well, they are actually pretty good. They're not too bad. I'm not really digging this piece of paper though. Either way, let's go in. We're going to go to settings, print settings, Z-axis movement, and we're going to do leveling. And now it's just going to basically level onto that sheet of paper. We're going to hold it down, and we're basically going to go from there. It'll be like the Ender 3 with 5 to 7 different versions, most likely. What's up, Joseph? How's it going, man? All right, baby. Auntie Evie says hi. You gonna say hi back? You gonna wave hi?
no.
No? You're not gonna say hi to Auntie Evie? She says hi.
No.
No? Oh, you're a big meanie. Are you a meanie?
Hey, you stepping in my
I just saw tower is Eiffel Tower, just FYI. Okay. Adjustable feet. That is a very good question. No, it is not. It does not have adjustable feet. So make sure that you have a level surface right away. All right. So we do have a little bit of play, obviously, because it's not held down. Oh, she's definitely not camera shy. I will tell you that much right now. All right. So we're basically going to like spock it and press it down as much as we can. We're going to tighten up the front right screw first while holding down the plate. As I accidentally hit the screen. So now we got to wait. Now it's got a home. And go back.
Go back?
So make sure you don't touch the screen when that happens. Yeah, it's okay. So yeah, no adjustable feet on it. I'm sorry, in TikTok land, I can't really see you guys. How do you keep your space ventilated? With a tower air filtration fan. It is not ventilated outside at all. I use a tower fan that has an active carbon filter in it. It is behind the entire rack here. And even though I have, well, this makes 13 right now, resin printers out here, I only probably use about 3 at a time, if that. And then I'll use the other 3 and just kind of let them all do their thing. So there's not too many printers going on. For those who are worried about resin fumes and things like that, if you have 1 or 2 resin printers, get yourself like a desktop air filtration system like this. These are only like $60 to $80, and this will be more than enough. You just put them right in between it. As long as it's got active carbon filtering on it, you'll be perfectly fine. So, all right, let's try and do this again without hitting the screen. So again, front right, then back left. And then front left. And then back right. We'll just tighten these all down just to make sure. Okay. Now we're good. We're going to go back to 0, because that'll raise it back up. What's up, 3D Maker Hub? How's it going, man? Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that this is all set. Somehow I did have you subbed. Oh, all right. Well, that's cool. Absolutely. Hit that like button. Yeah, just don't take it off. No. If you take it off, you got to leave. Nobody wants to see you. That's what they said. All right. So now that we're all set here, we're going to put the vat back in. This is just an odd vat setup. Like, it's weird because they have a screw right here on this side, and it would have been nice to have it like set in there or something. Okay, you can get some gummies.
I can't reach them.
I know you can't. I do that purposely so you don't reach them.
Yeah, I like those.
There you go. I know you don't like those.
Hey, there's another one.
Okay, well, give it to me. Thank you. Okay. So yeah, quick installation guide, basically leveling the platform. That's really it. Tells you how to install the software. We're not going to do that right now, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I already have the software on my computer. That's why I'm not going to install it. And I just updated it the other day. So I don't like that screw set. Yeah, it's really wonky. One on each side. That's just, it's throwing me for a loop. It is a nice vat, but it's odd. I'm not used to it. I'm used to the every single other way. Like, I don't get it. So it's just kind of strange. So it's still a drip lid. Drop lid, yes. So it is a pop-on lid. And it seems to be really small. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I'll have to take a look at the dimensions on here. So it is smaller. It says 160 on the Z. So it is a much smaller printer, but it is a much wider printer. So it's 172 by 102 by 160. So it is an oddball printing size. So this is actually kind of good. It's getting towards like the FDM side where we don't have like, we're not limited by this way and then a small section on that way, it's kind of evened more on this because of the oddball screen size. So does the vat have feet to protect the fat? No, it does not. Nobody will want to see you, and her little face smiles. You gotta love them. They say do the darndest things. Same footprint as the Halot 1. Really? Okay. I be honest, I've never had a Halot 1, so I don't know about it. So yeah. Well, actually, it would be a longer right arm and a shorter left arm. So if you're a T-Rex, you're in good hands with Allstate. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna throw some resin in there. Hey, stay back. Now, I'm not expecting this to really print because I have had some issues with that Anycubic Craftsman resin, which is why it's no longer on this printer. So we're gonna have to see how it goes, but we're gonna set this off to print and let it rock and roll. So we're gonna go back. Should we maybe set up the Wi-Fi while we're at it? Maybe we'll do that. Where's my phone? We'll try that out and see how everything goes, because I'm interested to see how this whole Creality Cloud thing is. So let's take a look here. We're gonna go camera, we're gonna go modes, lens, settings, details. That's very weird. It did not even find it.
You can't find
Like
me.
it recognizes it. If you guys can't see that, it recognizes it, but it doesn't pop up with anything. That's very strange.
It's on.
Excuse you. Like I can't even find anything about it. So I guess we're not setting that up right now. I was going to. Before we move on, let's see if there's something else. All right, here's another QR code. And then there's also another one on the sheet of leveling paper as well. So let's see if we can try and get it all situated. Okay, that one worked. That one works. qr.creality.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up the Wi-Fi on this. That might be why it's not finding it too, because it's not set up on the Wi-Fi. Sorry, I gotta turn it away so you guys don't know my secret password. Connected successfully. So, if I'm not mistaken, this does support 5G.
Oh, come on.
We're going to go ahead and download the Creality Cloud app. You have to do it with the Creality Cloud app. It's okay, I can talk. Really, the same way that I would suggest leveling anything else, putting some cardboard underneath it, or some pieces of wood. That'd probably be your best bet, or just level your workbench and everything will be level. I know that's not the case with everybody, but that's probably your best bet. All right, so we're good. Let's add a device. Oh, okay, I see. I see. I think I know. So the details, we're going to have to edit resin printer, Halot 1 Plus. Okay. Yep. So now that's why we didn't get a QR code. Okay, because it uses this. There we go. Okay, so now we're all connected. We have a new firmware version for Creality boxes available. We already have that installed on there, so I'm not really too worried about it. Okay, so it kind of forces you to update. I'm not digging that. So it says the device firmware is updating. Downloading firmware 0% complete. Can we stop it? Maybe it doesn't support 5G. Let's put it on 2.4. Wi-Fi, refreshing list. There we go.
I can't go. Let's go, green one. Okay.
Because it's giving me an error message. So let's see if this maybe will work. I think that's much better. I actually see the Wi-Fi sign moving. Nope, still nothing. Oh, wait, there we go. There we go. Now we're connected. Yep. So I guess it doesn't support 5G, so that's fine. Not the end of the world. So now we should be connected to it. It will take a few minutes for the firmware to update. But I don't even see it moving. What's interesting here is they have this set up for Raspberry Pi. So okay, so online. All right, we're good. All right, let's try this again. Printing parameters. All right, cool. So you can actually change the parameter. So we're going to change this really quick and just see if it works. So I changed it from 3.0 to 5.4, and let's see if this works. We're not going to print with that. I just wanted to see if the parameters change. So the parameters do not change. Oh, unless, okay, so it wants me to slice a file. Never mind. Okay, so we're not going to slice a file. We're just going to, we're going to update this because it's forcing me to. Okay. Sammy. Yes. So it says that it's updating, but it's not. And I don't want to start a print if it's in the middle of an update. So it says added the ability to identify the slice file on a Halot Sky. Added the ability to set passwords for your camera. So that's cool. It's got a lot of additive features on it. But all in all, the actual app is just kind of okay. Where is it? Creality Cloud. So we'll have to fidget with it a little bit more and just see how it goes. So we can go ahead and take our slicing and upload files to it and basically add our own files, which we don't have. I probably have some saved on my phone, but let's go ahead and get this printing at least and see where we can go from there. So let's go to our tower, is what you guys said. All right, so that is loaded. Okay. The import is complete. Entering the print. Okay, so we're going to do tower file. So this is kind of nice because it has the ability to keep the file parameters, or you can change your own parameters. So let's say, I want like I just hot swapped resins, and I know that this resin prints at 3.0 and the other resin that I use prints at 2.0. Well, I can go ahead and change the parameters on the fly right there, but we're going to use the file parameters. So it says it's going to take 10 hours and 50 minutes. It's quite a long time for a resin printer, but we're probably going to max out the build plate. So let's go ahead and press OK. Just checking the settings here. Okay. Wow, that is insanely slow. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Can I pull the SD card? Yeah, because it looks like we're printing on a file, so it does look like it might have onboard storage, which a lot of printers do not have. Definitely no Shitu board printers that I know of have onboard storage. So we'll let it start, and then we'll pull the USB drive and see if we can either cause a failure or it'll just keep going. Who knows? But that'll be nice that it has its own onboard storage. But good God, man, you need to pick it up. Pace pecani sauce. Pick up pace. Anybody remember that? What's up, Dan? How's it going? Yeah, I totally did not get a chance to watch Hot Makes. I was out. There you go, 2.4 only. I think the initial retract is super slow. You can pull it, it copies to the board. Okay, cool. So John does have this printer, and he can confirm that it does have onboard printing. But good God, we need to change those parameters. Holy cow, man. Motor speed. We're going to put up the motor speed to 3 millimeters a second. Oh, yes, we do have little fingers that like to touch things. Thankfully, somebody does not touch my stuff down here. Right? You don't touch any of my printers. Thank you. Okay, so we're off to the races. I believe we are doing a burn-in. I do not see any lights, though. So maybe it's got a light off delay on it. There we go. Yeah, so it's got a little bit of light off delay. So we'll definitely have to tweak some settings on this. I believe Shitu does have the ability to print with this, if I'm not mistaken, on their newest update. They added a lot of printers, which is nice. I wish they added that one too, but that one was still new at the time, and nobody was supposed to know about it. Not that you know of, Dad. No. So what she likes to do is steal the models. So she'll, I have a box of like my models that I've done, like showing off stuff, and I'll come downstairs and I'll just like step all over them. Like my models are everywhere. She doesn't touch anything that's on my desk. The only thing that she will touch on my desk is gummy bears, and obviously her stuff. But that's only if I'm down here. She's usually pretty good about keeping her hands off, thankfully. That's why I'm okay with leaving things out. I mean, I'll still put the hood on this, but, like I can leave that off, and I know, first off, she can't really get to that, and secondly, she won't. But she's usually not down here without somebody else being down here, so. You can use Shitubox, Lychee, geez, I can talk today, Halot Box, and Voxel Dance Tango. I've used them all. You know what? I need to get back into Voxel Dance. I only used it for a little bit, like a year ago, and I haven't used it since. So Again, I'm not expecting this print to actually print, but we'll have to see. So let's just go over some specs here. So if you guys are just joining and don't know what this is Creality, one of Creality's newest machines, the Creality Halot 1 Plus. Again, this is made by a company called Pionex. It is contracted to Creality to be branded under their name. Now, these are, in my opinion, the leading edge in terms of resin printers on the market. Yes, you heard me say that. Something super positive about Creality. Creality actually hit the mark with getting the company to make these printers for them. They are far superior to any printer on the market. The closest one would be the Frozen Sonic Mini 8K, and even that is just slightly under, I think, because of the Shitu board. But that's kind of a personal preference type thing. Me personally, I kind of like that machine, but these machines have been very, very good to me so far, especially the Creality Halot Sky, probably one of the best medium-sized printers I have owned to date, with the Halot Light being a pretty close second, and the second is being fought with the Nova 3D Whale 2. God, I just can't talk today. So, yeah, some other things, spec wise, it is a 172 by 102 by 160. So it is kind of an oddball build volume compared to most printers. It's more of a square than it is a rectangle. Is that right? Is that the right word? But anyway, it's less like this and more like this, if you get my point. More of a square. So that's kind of nice. I know Anycubic is about the only other one that's close to that type of build volume type thing. So that's its closest competitor would be the Anycubic. And I don't even know if they launched that one, to be honest. I know they were talking about it, but I don't know if they ever did. I never really looked into it. But anyway, so the resolution is a 4K screen, and like I said, that is over a what is it, 7.9 inches, so almost an 8-inch screen. So it's kind of like the oddball. It's a smaller printer with a larger screen. So if anything, this would probably be more applicable for your dental people or your jewelry people, because that's the reason why you see a lot of medium printers that don't have large build volumes. They usually maxed out at 200 millimeters. And that's just because there's no need beyond that for dental or casting purposes. So that's why you don't see any large printers, resin printers out there. And if you do, they're usually very, very expensive because they're not really known out there. So that's what this would probably be more configured for. I'm not saying this is going to be a great printer for dental stuff. I have to test and see how the quality is on this. But I mean, given the previous Halot series printers, I have a high bar set for these printers. They have the best light source of any resin printer. Again, next to the Frozen Sonic Mini 8K, which these actually were the first on the market to have it. Basically, what Creality did was they took a DLP printer and basically just removed the projector and added LEDs where the projector was and just left everything. So if anybody knows anything about DLP, basically DLP has a mirror like this, and it has the projector that shoots here, and then it shoots up onto the screen, basically. Well, they basically did the same thing, and they have a mirror here that shoots LEDs at it, and that LED just brightens up with that mirror, and it gives you the most uniformed lighting out of any printer that I've ever tested next to the Frozen Sonic Mini 8K. And that's because it has the same integral light source that these printers have. But these first started it with the Creality Halot Sky. I was actually like confused when I first looked at it because I was like, is this a DLP printer? No, it's an LCD printer, but it's got the internals of a DLP. So again, they kind of ripped all the internals out of DLP and placed it in as an LCD, and it's actually a really, really good idea. I don't know why anybody's ever thought of it since, but kudos to the company who designed this and made it what it is today. Because if you guys know anything about these printers and if you've seen prints come off of these printers, they are probably the most crisp prints that I've ever seen next to the Creality the Frozen Sonic Mini 8K. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Another cool thing that I like about these Creality machines is they don't have those power bricks. For me personally, I kind of don't care, but I do. I hate having those power bricks just dangling about. I don't really have a good way to put them at the back of my setup here, so they're just kind of like dangling down. Whereas Crealities, they're just direct plugins, so they have a built-in power supply inside of the unit, which is not necessarily good, but with resin printers, it's not going to be detrimental to it in terms of like heat, because the fans are there to disperse the heat properly, and they do a pretty good job of it. And the UV is not going to impact it because it's set way away from it. So you're not going to have really a lot of issues with the power supply over a period of time. And they tend to have nice little compact ones. They don't really cheap out from what I've seen on these printers. Now I can't say for sure on this model because this is a new one. It's newly updated. It's got all different stuff, but yeah. So in terms of build quality, it is all metal. Even the top plate is metal, which I'm surprised about. Usually they put some sort of cheap plastic up there, but yeah, everything's metal. Like I said, dual linear rails, so that's going to provide, on top of the integral light source, it's going to provide a very stable printing experience for anybody that's using this. So now I will talk about price range. This is going to be right in the range of the Frozen Sonic Mini 8K. In fact, I think the Mini 8K is just a little bit more, maybe about $100 more. So I guess not really in the same range, but it's up there with like medium-sized printers. So just keep that in mind. They have it listed on their website for $419 as we are making this video. Now, obviously, that might go up. It might go down, depending on how the world is and how shipping is and what have you. So, but they are priced, I would say, right for what you get with this printer. A lot of people I know are going to be interested in the Creality app stuff, and we'll have to touch on that a little bit here and there and kind of load up some files. I've never used an app like that where it's cloud-based for resin printing, just because of the whole parameter thing. And I know I was fighting with Creality along with a handful of other people when they launched the Halot to try and get away from that setup. Because we just didn't see how it worked, but apparently they found a workaround to get it right. So we'll have to see and see if that's the case, or if it's just a fad more or less out of anything. But so far so good, and yeah. So just FYI, you can remove the USB drive. This does have onboard storage. I don't know how much, but you could definitely at least store one file on there at a time and get it all set up. Now, the other thing I wanted to check is if you can see status updates from the Creality Cloud. Because I thought that you could, but I could be wrong. So let's see if they're remove device sharing. Okay, so you could actually share with multiple different members. So that's kind of cool. So let's see if it says that it's printing something, which it doesn't. So more or less, this doesn't give you any updates or anything like that on the printer. It's just more or less that you can slice a file. Unless I'm using this wrong. Let's see, Explorer, Community, MySpace. What year is this? Time lapses. That's kind of cool that it's got that, but I'm pretty sure that's more for the FDM side. Printing history, my slices. So this just gives you all of your information here on the actual printer. Now, it could also be that we don't have the device actually updated, so that might be why it's not communicating properly with the cloud, the Halot cloud or the Creality Cloud. So that's a good possibility. Are the linear rails as bulky as the new Anycubic ones? No, I'd say they're probably really small. These are probably about the size of the longer orange ones, which are really, really small. These are probably even smaller than the Frozen Sonic Mini 8K. And if we want, we can go ahead and give it a test and see if that's true or not. Let's go ahead and take that up. Let's grab a small pair of calipers, because I don't want to bust out my big ones. So let's see. So the Frozen Sonic Mini comes in at 15.36. You guys can or cannot see that. So we're just going to call it 15. We're going to round it down to 15. And let's take a look at these. Can't really get in there. So these are just about 14 and a half. Maybe 14 and 3/4. If you guys can see that. Now that might be off because it's moving and I can't get a proper reading off of it, but that's essentially, it is a smaller rail. Not much smaller, but it is smaller. So it does show progress. They're adding camera support to Resin 2. Yeah, and you know what? I did hear about that. I'm not sure how they're going to do that. I know there's a company out there that does have Resin camera support. And it's just really weird how they have it, because they have the camera set back here. And I just saw it, and I don't remember the company, and it might have even been Creality that was showing it to me as a prototype type thing. So I'm not even sure who it was, but I know I saw something like that. And you know what? Now it might have been Creality. That might be it. Because I was saying the exact same thing, like, how is that really going to work? It's not going to be, I mean, it's essentially going to be a time lapse type thing. Like, it'll work, but for the first, hour to 2 hours, you're not going to see anything anyway. So, I mean, it's kind of pointless. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. We're on layer 64 of 2418. And it says we have 7 hours left to print. So definitely not 10 hours worth of print time. We'll have to see what the actual print time comes out to be. And again, I have a feeling that this is printed at a higher quality. And I don't think it'll tell me on here now. So we could actually turn off the light delay too on this, so we can actually make it faster. Oh, so that's right. So originally it was at 10 hours. And then I switched the settings for the motor speed because it was going way too slow for my taste. So, like, we'll definitely get some speed settings going on this. I got a lot of profiles I need to set up for speed settings on Resin printers. And I think we can get this going a lot faster. Probably print that within 6 hours. That'll be my goal, to print that within 6 hours. And I'm pretty sure if we do the light off delay, that'll automatically have it do it. So we took an hour off just removing the light off delay. So for any of you guys that don't know anything about resin printing, the light off delay basically allows the resin to pool back in a proper sense. So every time the build plate moves up and down, the resin kind of starts to pool back into the area once it pulls up. But the problem is if you don't give it enough time, it's not going to properly pool and set together. So light off delay actually gives you a much crisper print over not having it on. So yeah, so you can change it mid-print. You can change all these settings mid-print. So we can change our exposure time down. We can change the raising height. So there's several different factors that you can play on with your print settings. You can change the light off delay. You can basically turn that off. You can raise the z-axis even more. So like right now it's at 6 millimeters. So that means once that it goes to cure, it'll pop back up, raise 6 millimeters, and then it'll come back down at 6 millimeters. So with that, you can change the difference between the light off delay and that raising, and that'll save you some time where you could still get the same quality, but you don't have to use the light off delay. But the light off delay is a lot better to utilize because when you raise the 6 millimeter and you lower the 6 millimeter, it's going to like smash it down and then cure it right away. So it's basically like as if you put oil in water. Think of that. Okay, the oil is the build plate, the water is the resin. That's essentially the same type of thing that's going to happen. Whereas if you had a thick oil and a not as thick oil, like the oil weights are different, and you had a thick oil and you added a lighter oil to it, it's going to disperse a little bit less. That's kind of like what the light off delay is. So I don't know if I'm explaining that good enough to everybody, but that's essentially how I see it. So, but yeah, so far it's got a lot of nice features. The weird things that always get me is like the USB-A port. Like, who utilizes a USB-A port anymore? Yeah, that's insane. What's up, Mac? How's it going, man? Long time no see. Okay, so we are printing at 0.5. So they did tune it down. So if they had it back up, and you know what, they might have changed that actually, because I believe the LDR was at 0.3 and the LDH was at 0.5 because the LDH wasn't capable of going down that far. It was limited, and that could be a possibility here too. So let's take a look and see if that's the case. I don't think that is, and I don't know if they'll even say it. Oh no, so we can go all the way down to 0.01 to 0.2. So we can actually go pretty high on this even. Just trying to help people with tickets. Oh, good. I just, shunned off a bunch of people to you guys via TikTok the last couple days. So, all right. So here's some specifications of all the new Halot series printers, specifically the smaller ones. Okay, so there's 3 printers right now that Creality has. There's the Halot 1, which is the older printer. There's the Halot 1 Pro, which is kind of the in-between. And then there's the Halot 1 Plus, which is like, it's basically the Halot 1 on steroids. Okay, so it's kind of like the 3 stages of being a gym membership. You have the Halot 1, which is, the really scrawny guy that has, almost no weight. Then you have, the in-between, the guy that, kind of works out and, kind of misses like leg day here and there. And then you have the Halot 1 Plus, where the guy's, taking some roids and stuff like that. So, again, gotta love my analogies, right? So, just to give you some build size differences, the Halot 1 is at 127 by 80 by 160. The Halot 1 Pro is 130 by 122 by 160. And the Halot 1 Plus, is 172 by 102 by 160. So it is quite a bit larger than most of the printers. The screen sizes go from 5.96, essentially 6 inches, to 7 inches for the Pro, and 7.9, essentially 8 inches for the Plus. Here's a weird one. I did not know this. So the Halot 1 is 2K. The Halot 1 Pro is 3K. I didn't even know that was a thing until now. And then we have the 4K. So that's very, very good. Printing accuracy is 0.04 millimeters. So it can only go down a little bit by 0.1. So it cannot go 3 millimeter thickness from what it shows here. Oh, got it. Now I got into their product placement, and now the page is lost. Lost forever. I'm stuck into nothingness. I'm literally stuck into nothingness of Creality's website. Oh, there we go. All right, specifications. So, smarter printer, large and precise. It's kind of large. For a small one, yeah, okay. 7.9-inch 4K mono screen, self-developed integral light source. Absolutely agree. High performance main board because it doesn't have a Creality board. It's got their own developed one by the company that makes them, which is Pio Next. I believe they rebranded as Pio Create now. So I believe that is still their main board that they use. Dual linear rail Z-axis, a 5-inch touchscreen, which is really, really nice. I think that's a little over the top for a small printer, but it's, hey, more the merrier. So that way I'm not having to, oh, well, I touched the wrong button there. That's kind of nice. Creality Cloud app, we'll have to take a look at that and see more into that because right now it doesn't seem to be working 100%. Over-the-air online update. Okay, we know that. Multiple slicing software. That's good to know. It's kind of strange to see them boast about that, but I know that's a big thing with a lot of people. More creative, more wonderful. Large LCD screens enable vivid details, 4K, 4320 by 2560 resolution. Let's see. Build volume we went through, 172 by 102 by 160. So that's a 73% volume increase compared with the 6-inch LCD, the Halot 1. So again, kind of an oddball build volume, but it's good for some people who are looking for something just a little bit more. So T-shaped screws. Self-developed integral light source, 4500 all UV watt, 90% and above evenness. I absolutely agree with that. It looks like they have redeveloped that, and it looks more like the light source, the integral light source that is found in the Frozen Sonic Mini 8K. So I wonder if they developed that same part for them. ARM Cortex M4 64-bit quad processor. Already changed, huh? No. Let's see, 5-inch screen so you can see what you're printing. Halot box, Lychee, Shitu box. Air filtration for better printing experience. I'll be honest, I think it's just an okay filtration system, but it does work. So easel leveling, print right away, 3-step leveling with a calibration card, improved success rate with good accuracy. Well, we'll find out. It's all in your hands, support Wi-Fi, one-click remote. So it does supposedly have remote monitoring, but like I said, I think we have to update it, which for some reason it wasn't updating. So we have to see what's going on once this print is finished. When are you putting your Princess dress on, Matt? I don't have one in my size. Sorry, they were all sold out. Let's see, garage kit, dentistry, game animation, jewelry, home ornaments, architectural design. I agree. Weight is going to be 6.8 kilograms, which is not bad. It is very light. It does support various languages: English, French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, Japanese, Korean, Turkish, Italian, Russian, Dutch, Polish, simplified Chinese, and traditional Chinese. I felt neglected over on TikTok, so I came over here. I'm sorry, Britt. I haven't been paying attention, so I've been neglecting the TikTok crowd. My apologies for everybody over there. Let's see. Upgraded. Oh no, so that's everything else. So okay. So that's pretty much everything. Voltage is going to be 100 watts or 100-watt rating at 100 to 240 volts AC. Okay, so it can do a layer height of 0.01 to 0.2 millimeter. My apologies. So yes, you are correct. It can do all the way up to FDM quality. So a 0.2 millimeter nozzle, it can print what a 0.2. Obviously, it's probably going to be much better, but we can do a print off with that. So that's kind of cool. But that's pretty much it, guys. Not too much going on with the printer. There's definitely not a screen protector that I saw. I don't believe I saw a glass protector on it. So you are printing directly on the monochrome film. So you are definitely going to be needing a screen protector from this. So once this print is done, I will get some measurements and get them over to our fellow friends over at Mach 5, who I work with on several machines, getting these printers some screen protectors for all y'all, so you don't have disasters. And we'll get a screen protector if he doesn't have one already, which he might. So we'll get with them and see how it goes. But I hear some peeling effects, so it sounds like we're going in the right direction. But I think we're pretty much done for this. I don't think anybody else has anything else to add in. Poor TikTok peeps. Yeah, so let's just go through here. My apologies to everybody. I had totally been neglecting everybody. Well, let's do it. Okay, somebody tags. You're too slow. I'm out. See ya. Hey there. Good morning. I also don't use the USB that comes with the printers. Encourage your viewers. Which printer is this? This is the Creality Halot 1 Plus. It is the Plus, not the Pro. Only here for a second, but good to see you, bud. Alright, cool. It's alright. I'll get to your questions, Brett, I swear, if you had any. I really hate that they came out with the Halot 1 Plus so fast. Yeah, that's Creality. Creality likes to turn and burn. I don't know why they do it. Well, money. Money is that's a good reason why. They are great at it. I can't say anything bad about that. They know what to do. So it'll be like the Ender 3 with 5 to 7 different versions. Agreed. How do you keep your space ventilated? I already asked that or answered that question. Oh, perfect. A vat for my longer left arm, finally. Let's see here. Unboxing. Good morning. Little baby Akuma Nugget. Yep, that's little Sammy. That's a weird size. They don't want to round those numbers out. Nope. Heaven forbid. Man, now I got to look into this thing running out of room in the workspace. I don't see it on the website. I'm looking on the Creality website. So, what is your go-to printer, and do you think it is better than your go-to? That's a really tough question because, I mean, right off the bat, my go-to is going to be my Webox Lite 130. It is my oldest printer. It's an RGB screen, and it is probably my best printer. It's had one failure in its entire lifetime. Totally my fault too. But yeah, it's had one failure, regardless. So, great printer, and definitely vastly different designs than any other printer that I have that you currently see. And I'm having a real hard time, but I think I need to let it go. But I'm struggling not to, just because it's that good. Uh, as for my other good printer, would probably be my Frozen Sonic Mega 8K, just because of the sheer size. I mean, the stuff that you can just pull out of there is just mind blowing. I mean, take a look at Brit. I'm pretty sure that Yurdi printed that Mandalorian helmet on on the Mega 8K and basically put it together. So, because you could definitely do a helmet in two pieces. Uh, it's all good. Okay, so now I'm caught up with TikTok. I've redeemed the TikTokness. All right. Anyway, how's your Nova printer doing? My Nova printer is doing pretty good. I got to finish up the review as much I have to do with the 5 other printers that I have here. But I had Creality hounding me about this to get my thoughts about it, and so far it's a pretty solid printer. Um, I'm not too much into the smaller printers anymore, but for people who are looking for a different sized, smaller printer, this is probably going to be something a lot of people are going to want. But yeah, the Nova, once it's done doing the review, I got to send it packing back to Nova. It's not something I'm going to keep. In fact, I gotta start making some room because I'm running out of room. So, what do you do with old printers, broken printers? Do you recycle them or donate them in some way? So, I don't usually have broken printers, and if I do, yeah, I end up donating them to somebody, and I let them know like, hey, there's a printer here for giveaway. It's in pieces or something's wrong with it, you can take care of it. The last printer I had that I gave to somebody was DB3D Dan. You guys know him on TikTok. He printed off those little brown Pikachus. That was the machine I gave him. It was a BQ B1 plus SE plus. And I had some. It was just weird, and you can see it in his videos, but it's constantly triggering the auto leveling system. Yeah, constantly triggering it while it's printing. Not a bad thing. It won't actually trigger an auto level. At least I haven't seen it do it, but yeah, it's constantly triggering it. So there's something terribly wrong, and BQ was like, no, it's fine. Like what? So if you touch the wire loom or anything within the wire loom's area, it'll trigger the ABL sensor on there. So yeah, definitely some weird grounding issue going on. But they said it's okay, and I'm like, you know what, I'm good. I did the review. It's a good printer, just not for me. So as you can see, I still do have a ton of printers that I got to get to, and slowly but surely I'll get to them at some point. And some of them I paid for, so I'll probably end up selling them for pretty much what I paid for them and get them up and out of here. And then some of them I'll end up giving away. So, but we'll probably end up doing a giveaway here soon enough for one of these printers. I don't know if it'll be a resin printer or an FDM printer. Probably one of the FDMs because I need to get them out of here. It'll probably be for like the ANET ET5X, I think it is. So, because I just won't ever use that printer, to be honest. And I'll probably end up giving the ET4 away as well. So, but that's, yeah, I kind of just tell people, hey, I got a printer. You want it? All right, have at it. You just got to pay maybe for shipping. If I have the money to, pay for shipping, then I'll take care of everything. So, yeah, my beanie one that you suggested has been a darn good printer. I would like to get a large version sometime soon. So the large one is what I have right here. It is the Nova 3D Whale 2. It is their medium-sized printer, and it is a really nice printer. It's basically a Elegoo Saturn on steroids with a far superior internals. That's the steroids part. But yeah, it's a great printer. Just kind of an oddball build plate when you remove it. And, like it's very cumbersome, the whole setup there. So it's just not my taste, but the printer's nice. just as good as any other Nova. So for anybody knows, Weebox is my top. Nova 3D is probably my second, with Frozen being a third close, and Creality being pretty close behind that at 4, and then Anycubic trailing behind that. So that's pretty much how it goes. So are they still using the Nova Maker software? Yes, they do. I use a plugin though to use Shitubox. Unfortunately, that gets rid of anti-aliasing, so not everybody's going to like that. So, have you done much programming on an SKR Mini E3 V2? I don't usually do any firmware programming. It is way out of my house of abilities at this moment because I don't have time to sit down. This is about as much time as I get to sit down when I do these, and that's it. So like designing, it's put on hold because I don't have enough free time to sit down and get trapped into that world of designing. And that's really what it takes to get me into that, is like I have to be encased in what I'm doing to get the full aspect of everything. Like I will learn it very, very quick. You just got to give me like a full day to myself to learn it, and I'll know the ins and outs of it. Stuff that people probably won't even know about it. So I'll take a Creality. I don't really have any Crealities except for the resin printers, and again, those are kind of hard to give away. I mean, we might end up doing a giveaway for this thing because I'll be honest, I don't really need smaller printers anymore. Like the smallest I'll go is probably a medium-sized printer, and while this is kind of close to it, I just don't have room for it anymore. So who knows? We'll have to see. So that's a good possibility. And he says sitting down. Just kidding, mate. No, you're fine. Don't worry about it, man. What's my favorite Street Fighter character? Come on now. The Street Fighter character that's printed right there. Yes, I had to reprint that because the first one kind of failed epically. But I do have another cool print that's close enough. Just this new one is going to be a lot better, but I think that kind of explains it, maybe. So, you read chat? Yes, I do. What's up? What am I doing? I am checking out the new Creality Halot 1 Plus. Oh, that's a lot of words. So, but basically, we're going to be jumping off here in a little bit because I got to go take a little nappy pie, so I can be up in like 4 or 5 hours to go to work. This is going to be fun. So, but yes, I do read chat. So yeah. Hey Rob, good morning. I don't even know. Oh, there he is. You're watching from work. Aw, shame on you, but good on you. At least watching something progressive. What's up, buddy? How's it going, man? You close to 1,000 followers? You should be pretty close now. Last I checked. I think you were over, actually, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you were. Congratulations on 1,000. That's right. Because I remember saying, oh, you got 1,000 followers. Now you just need to sell one of your prints. So what does the One Plus do? So the One Plus is basically a resin 3D printer, and you can make really, really cool things like this. Very, very high detailed miniatures. You know, really cool things like, Mr. Darkwing Duck here. Now, these were printed on other printers. We're just setting this one up. Right now, you guys can probably see we are printing the Eiffel Tower print that comes stock on here. But yeah, you can print all kinds of crazy stuff, like Angry from Inside Out. That's going to be a cool one once I'm finished with it. I know that Britt's going to love this one. This is one of my pride ones that I absolutely love. 9. I mean, who doesn't love that? That's a really awesome print. And this was basically sections. So we have his glasses, his his head, his body, his hands, arms. His whole staff is in 3 pieces, and then his legs. And we all just pieced them together. So, but yeah, we basically just took some resin and welded them together. That's why you see those strange lines. But I mean, once you do a little bit of sanding and painting over, you're good. Hi, sweetie pie.
It's just a small color.
Oh, you left all your stuff down here? 9, yes. Well, good luck on selling that, man. Thank you for the likes, by the way. Looks like your cat is also interested. Yeah, this is her domain. So she kind of, like, the back room there, that's her play place. But she likes to sit right behind the printers here. There's a chair. Bless you. There's a chair right here that she likes to sit on and just take a nap. So, yeah. You got all your stuff? Okay. But yeah, soon enough we're going to have to start getting rid of some of the printers. So we're either going to do some giveaways or we're going to do some... I was going to try and do raffles, but I feel kind of scuzzy doing that because it's like you have to set a limit, and I don't want to overcharge people. So it's like, how do you find that good balance by doing that? Like, do you do a $1 buy-in, and do you do a cap of like 50 people and stuff like that, or what? So, what do you use to glue PLA parts? 3D Gloop is probably the best thing on the market. Take a look at them. So, if you guys saw the beginning of this video, that Z-Rod was kind of crunchy, which means it's got something inside of the Z-Rod. And I can hear it. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but it's got a little squeak on it. So we're going to take some PTFE lube and lube the Z-axis right now. So I'm going to grab some different PTFE lube, like actual like lubrication. I just kind of use this for right now because it's the only thing that I have that's good enough. It might actually be the linear rails. Yeah, a lot of boxes. Yeah, that's an understatement. Any suggestion for cleaning the LCD without doing a lot of scraping? To be in all honesty, a lot of elbow grease. I use denatured alcohol. So I use that to clean my prints. I also use that to clean everything on my printer. So something's up here because that's not helping. So we got to figure out what's going on when this print is done. Something's not lining up right. Anyway, yeah, you just got to keep like going back and forth and rubbing it away, like layer by layer. It sucks and it's a lot of work, but that's probably your best thing. Once you do that, I highly suggest going and finding a company called Mach 5. That's MACH, the number 5, IVE, Indigo Victor Enter, and seeing if they have a screen protector for your resin printer. I believe you have an Elegoo or an Elegoo Mars or an Elegoo Mars 2. I'm pretty sure he has screen protectors for that, and that will help you in the long run with your resin printers. So I don't really use them. Yes, I do work pretty exclusively with Mach 5. I've used their products since before anybody even knew who they were. and I've loved their stuff ever since. And now I work with them to provide screen protectors for everybody with the new printers, just like we're going to do with this printer once we're done, if he doesn't have one already. But yes, I always suggest that for anybody who's new into 3D printing with resin, get a screen protector. It's worth the saving. Trust me. Even if it was $50, I'd say it's worth every penny because you're going to need it. I can't tell you how many times I wish I had one when I was first 3D printing. So. Let's see here. Screen protector and it didn't stick. That's very strange. What's the name again? Mach 5. That's MACH. Number 5. IVE. This is the beginning of the video. Is there any real building or assembly with a new resin printer? No, this is pretty much it. You put the vat on, you level the plate. Well, you level the plate, you put the vat on, and then you put the hood on, and that's it. That's all it is. I bought that, it didn't stick. Huh, very strange. I would get with Mach 5 on that and just see maybe it can help you out. I bought it as soon as I changed my LCD the first time. I have a question on the Ender 3. Well, fire away. I'm not sure if I can help you on that, but let's take the Ender. Well, I'm going to head out. Good luck with your nap. Thank you. I will. I was supposed to... I was going to say $1. I mean a resin printer for $1 most, or should... Yeah, so I kind of put that idea out there on the group about doing a waffle for a 3D printer, and the number one thing was what I feared the most is, oh, well, you're going to make a lot of money on that. That's not my intention, okay? My intention is to provide you guys with a printer at an insanely cheap price and possibly cover everything for you to get it up and out of the door to you anywhere in the world. And, it'd just be $1 or $2 buy-in or whatever. And I can do that pretty much with all these printers. Like, get them out of here. Like, see ya. I think people would love that, but I got more negative feedback than I did positive, which is saddening. But I understand where they're coming from. Like, they don't want to see anybody profit from it. I get that. I don't care to profit. I don't need the profit. Everybody knows I'm not here to make profits. So, but that's one idea I thought. Like, how cool would that be? Is if I took one of the $500 printers that's right here and said, hey, the bidding is $1 basically. You guys put in X amount of bids and shut it off at 500 bids or at $1. There you go. Done. So, no problem. Let's see. No problem, but I am looking for a bigger resin printer, and I'm torn between the Anycubic Photon 4K or the Saturn by Elegoo. So, just to give you an insight, I don't have any Elegoo products here anymore. So, my last one was an Elegoo Saturn, and that was probably the most disastrous resin printer I have ever had. Like, just as disastrous as an Ender 3 for me. So, in terms of resin printers, Elegoo is my Creality, which is kind of strange because Creality is actually a good resin printer. Well, now they are, but I mean, even before they contracted with this company to make these printers, they had good resin printers, and they were designed by Kelland. So, just like the Elegoo printers are. So, I got 200 for one of your resin printers. It's funny because I don't have any issues with mine. Yeah, see, and that's the same thing. Like, lots of people don't have issues with their Creality Ender 3s, but I just had tons of them. And it's not just one printer; it was several. So, About to purchase an all-metal hot end. Can I use stock thermistor? Yes, you can. I don't suggest getting a micro Swiss. Go ahead. Again, I'm going to plug them, but go ahead and take a look at th3dstudio.com and see what they have to offer before you go run into Amazon. So you're supporting a local business. You're supporting a good friend of mine that I used to work for. But I mean, if you don't want to, that's fine. Go ahead and go to Amazon and get yourself a micro Swiss. But unless you're printing higher temp materials, there's no need to go that route. Just keep your stock hot end. Don't give yourself the hassle. One thing I do suggest is if you do go to Amazon, buy a filament cleaner. Look that up. They're little tiny like capsules that go on the end of your filaments right before your extruder, and they clean it. Put some canola oil in it, and it'll clean the filament out. Because you got to season an all-metal hot end. So that's what we used to do. I printed a hairy lion and left for work. Kept checking the camera, but it wouldn't show it. Yep, it's all encapsulated. Facts, my resin Creality is awesomeness. My Ender 3s are trash. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that is. But again, they're not really Creality machines. But still, they're Creality branded, so they are probably Creality's best products. So, okay, sweet, I'm going to be honest. It's a $30 one from Amazon. The best reviews one. So, I mean, you can go ahead and do that. But again, if you're not printing like higher temp materials, there's no need to go all metal. There's absolutely not one reason to go all metal other than like I want to print nylon or ASA easier or anything like that. Printing PLA, you're probably going to have more hard of a time printing PLA on an all metal hot end than you are a regular hot end. Same thing probably with PETG, maybe in between. ABS would definitely be a lot easier, but really, you can keep the stock hot end and replace the, what is it, the throat? I think that's what it's called. Basically, it's the internal throat of it. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. So, what's up, Danny? Just checking out the Creality Halot 1 Plus. You're a good person and a hell with toxic people. Yeah, but they get to me really easily like that, and I understand where they're coming from, so I just kind of dropped it. Do what you need to cover it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna throw it out there and call it a day. I'm thankful to you, Akuma Mods, and thank you for supporting my giveaways in the past. Yes, you are very welcome, sir. I'm always happy to help, and that's another thing I might do. So. You had bad luck with Elegoo? Yeah, I have. They're basically my Creality Ender 3. My Saturn, I replaced more parts in my Elegoo Saturn than I have all of my printers collectively in the 3 years I've been printing, and I only had that Saturn for like 6 months. It was a disaster, one right after another. I had literally every single problem that everybody has had with their Saturn, I had. It was a disaster. It was a dumpster fire of a resin printer. The worst thing I've ever seen. Goes just listening in while I hand mop my floors. I have no issues with MicroSwit, but yes, TH3 is good people. And I just ordered a new build plate from Tim and the gang, and I need to order another magnet for the BQB1. Heat break, yes, heat break. There we go, not throat. Correct. Kuma Mods, you are correct. There is no need to upgrade that. I only wanted to change the throat on my Ender 5, and they reached out to me. Why not doing the full? Yeah, so that's another thing. So I will let you know that I don't know if they've changed them out, but when we were doing the Ender 3 print farm for ABS, all we did was just change out the heat break in the stock hot end. We just changed it to a titanium heat break. So, yeah, exactly. So people just being trolls. Just buy new printers and review it. Yeah, I could do that, but I just feel kind of douchey doing it. So, Okay, so when I say it's bad for PLA, you're probably going to have a little bit of a learning curve going back to PLA on an all metal. The reason why is all metal needs a higher temperature to basically work, because with with the stock Creality hot end, it's like softer metal, whereas like a micro Swiss, I believe it's titanium. I could be wrong, but it's a heavier duty metal, so it needs more of a hotter melting point. And so what happens with that is, first off, there's no PTFE line tubing in there. So that means that the throat or the heat break is where all the filament goes into. So there's no like barrier inside of that. So it just kind of meshes up there. Um, and so a lot of people have issues with that. Now, again, if you season it, it might help out a little bit, but you might have a little bit of an issue going back to PLA if you do that. So, not saying you will, but there's a possibility. Okay, so I'm not trying to scare you off from it. It's not necessarily all bad. So, shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Can't get this song out of my head. I don't know what that song is. Don't return it. Just go ahead and do it. Not working today. That's cool. I got a bullet container on the printer now. No, I am going to be working. In fact, I'm going to be heading off here in the next 2 minutes. I have to go. Well, the heat break and the throat connect to the heat block number, so 3 parts. So no, actually the throat and the heat. So there's the fins. That's essentially, so like talking about the Creality hot end, okay? So there's the red part, okay? That's usually on the Creality Ender 3s. That is like the fins. That's the outside, okay? Then inside is basically the throat, which is also known as the heat break, okay? And the heat break can be removed from that. And that's the part that butts up right against the nozzle, okay? So there's also the block. So there's the nozzle, there's the block, and then there's the heat break, and then the whole cooling shroud. So if, in my opinion, if you're going to go all metal, upgrade to a V6, because if you upgrade to a V6, you can also later on down the road, or do it all at once, and go and get a volcano hot end, and you can basically be like what the Anycubic Viper is stock. Like, that's my go-to if I'm going to go all metal, is go with the V6. Downside of that is V6, you can't just, it's not just plug and play. You can't just throw it on there and call it a day. You got to print some extra parts for it. Basically print a whole new hot end assembly for it, so everything fits. But there's some really cool hot ends that you can do for that. But I personally like the V6 or V5 hot ends over like the micro Swiss. But again, that's just might be my personal preference. So, but anyways, guys, I'm gonna head it off today. I think we're doing pretty good so far. Let's see if we're printing. It looks like we are printing. Let's see if I can get a close up of this for you guys. If I can get a shadow in there or something. Something. Can we get maybe shed some light on the situation? But yeah, there's definitely a loud noise we got to take a look at once we're done. So you can kind of see it. I know you guys seeing it. We got something. So I at least see something going on. So we are going. The titanium heat break is all you need in most cases. Everything is good. And yes, I run PLA at about 215 to 220, where I used to run it at 210 to 215. So about 5 to 10 degrees higher. Also, that's another side note I'd like to add on to that. Anybody that's utilizing a hardened steel nozzle, that's another thing you got to take into account. Brass is very, very easily consumed by heat. So a hardened steel nozzle is not as like expendable as brass is. So you have to run it at hotter temperature. So for those who don't know, now you do. That noise is louder now. Yeah, well, I also put it closer because the audio is actually on the camera here. But yeah, we got to take a look at that and see what the deal is. All right, I'm pretty sure it's a loose Z-rod, but we'll take a look at it. Hey, Matt, have you heard of Anchor Make? Yes, I have. In fact, on the group, you guys should be seeing a video from Uncle Jesse, I believe. He just tagged me in it. I know I've been talking to him about it, and yeah, it is an insanely fast printer, and it will be on Kickstarter. I know that's not the essential place to go, but if anybody knows anything about Anchor, that's technically what they're supposed to be doing. Anchor is more of an electronics company than anything, so moving to 3D printing is a whole new world to them. It's a whole new world. Thank you. So that's more what Kickstarter is for. So I will definitely let that one slide for sure. So Anchor is Anchor. So Anchor Electronics. If you look up ANKER, they basically make like portable battery packs and stuff like that. They're well known. They've been in the community for a long time. They made Raspberry Pi cases. They worked with Raspberry Pi stuff. So they make all kinds of electronic stuff, like a huge company. But this is a whole different ballgame for them. So, but anyway, with that being said, I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to head out. And I thank you guys all for watching. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit up Akuma Mods on the YouTube and hit that subscribe button, hit the like, notification, whatever you may do. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine too. But yeah, everything kind of helps. So until next time, guys, happy printing.